Caught in a trap, I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Welcome to Robbie Rob Reviews. Of course, I'm your host, Robbie Rob. Man, we got the Elvis movie coming out. Saw it last night. Holy crap. So the Elvis character, the Elvis actor, he carried the film. Tom Hanks was awesome. He did a really good job. I forgot it was Tom Hanks. I like Tom Hanks as the manager slash colonel. But I was talking to my buddy Dusty. He was like, he thought that the colonel was a little goofy, a little cartoony, but I thought Tom Hanks was awesome. He definitely made me forget it was him. That's when you know it's a good actor, when you forget that the actor's there and he creates the character and he becomes the character. But anyway, it's a great film. The movie's at a breakneck speed. I like that a lot. In a movie like this, you have to keep it moving or it's going to get boring as shit. It had to keep it interesting, definitely breakneck speeds. The movie was 2.5 hours. I felt like it could have been longer. I'm going to be honest. I loved it. I felt like it was like sitting here watching it. I felt like it was like an hour and a half, not 2.5 hours. I did like it. The length didn't really, 2.5 hours is fine. It fit for this movie. When I was younger, my dad, he raised me on 60s rock and roll. Okay. If you weren't raised on 60s rock and roll, I'm sorry, but 60s rock and roll was awesome. He had a mixtape and he had, of course, Elvis. He had the Beatles. He had the Beach Boys. He had Ray Charles. He had Temptations, the Big Bopper. Everybody in the 60s that was worth a damn. If you weren't on my dad's mixtape, you weren't worth shit. But anyway, he had the best 60s mixtapes. We used to take these, as a family, we used to take these long road trips to North Carolina and stuff, about 4 or 5 hours, and just sit there listen to 60s rock and roll as a kid. It's always obviously stuck with me. No better music than the 60s. Of course, I love 70s, 80s, and everything, but 60s rock and roll is where it's at. So anyway, it was awesome to see this Elvis. My dad, he would have loved it. My cousin Marty, he's like the Elvis super fan, Beatles super fan. I can't wait to ask him what he thought of this movie. It was a very good movie. It was almost a squeaky clean. I felt like there was something missing. I'm going to be honest. No fanboy reviews, real reviews here. I felt like there was something missing. I felt like the movie could have showed some of the more wild stuff that Elvis did. I love music biopics like this. Of course, Freddie Mercury, Elton John, of course, were awesome. Elton John kind of went to the darker side and showed it in the movie. Freddie Mercury was kind of the Disney version of his life. I felt like they could have gone into more of the crazy raw stuff that would have made a more interesting movie. So anyway, the point is that this movie, it's almost a squeaky clean. It's almost a 5 out of 5, but it's not. I felt like it was missing. It should have showed some more of the Elvis stuff where he became a sheriff and he shot a bunch of stuff. I know in the movie he shows him shooting a TV or something, but they could have gone into more of the weirder stuff. But the fact that they put Elvis's whole career in 2.5 hour movie was pretty impressive. I love the movie. I was entertained from start to finish. Even the slow parts, which there weren't a lot, but even the slow parts were interesting. Kept the story moving further. Everybody else in the movie was kind of, they're meh, but Elvis and the manager were awesome. They were the two, stars, of course. Like I said, so I got to give it a mostly dust-free. Consider that a 4 out of 5 or 80 out of 100. But yeah, I give it a mostly dust-free 4 out of 5. It gets up into squeaky clean. It gets up into 5 out of 5 every once in a while. It's almost there. It just missed that crazy stuff. It missed these golden opportunities. It could have taken 10, 20 seconds to show more of the crazy Elvis stuff. The funny thing is, I actually wanted to see more of Fat Elvis at the end. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to see more of his descent into all that. That's just what I mean. I wanted to see his whole career. I wanted to see the whole movie, but I wanted to see more Fat Elvis. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why, but I did. Like I said, there's a director's cut somewhere. I would gladly watch it if there's like an extra hour of whatever crazy stuff or an extra 30 minutes. Again, it was 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's 2.5 hours. But I could have seen a director's cut. So that's basically what I'll give it. It's a mostly dust-free. Definitely go check it out with your family, whatever. If you don't know who Elvis is, then I'm sorry. But you got to see it. Even if you go into it blind without knowing who Elvis is, definitely see it. It's a good time, good movie, worth your money. You know, they're putting all these meh movies out nowadays. This is not a meh movie. It is awesome. 4 out of 5, mostly dust free. So Robbie Rob loves you. You know, be good to one another. I've got a new Dog Days cartoon coming out soon. Like, share, and subscribe. It's a small deal for you. It's a big deal for me. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for everybody being there since day one, man. You guys are awesome. You guys kept me going. It's a big, big deal. It's a lot of work. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of work, but it's freaking awesome. I'm doing what I love, and I love you guys, and have a great day. See ya.